Hi everyone. Okay, we're on the Singularity University Singularity Hub page. That's Singularity HUB Hub. They have a special page where they have all kinds of news, and they just had this summit in Europe with all kinds of tech um, topics and everything, and people got chipped there. Yes, they really did. And so this science and this technology is totally advancing, and it is just around the corner before we will have to make a decision because this is Google that is doing it. And Google has hospitals, they have robots, they have the most highest tech computers, they have secret barges, they have, Google Earth, Google Sky, they have all the information about us, and they have YouTube, which is what we're on all the time. So one of these days, they're going to say, okay, yeah, of course you don't have to get the chip, but you won't be able to access your bank either, or get any money, that kind of thing. Or maybe you want to take a trip. No, you don't have to get the chip, but you can't go anywhere if you don't. Stuff like that. You're going to be put in a position, I don't know how it's going to be, but the Christians who read Revelation 13 and know this, they're the ones who are going to say, I'm not going to take it. And maybe by that time, the one world religion will be happening, Chrislam, etc., or the UN, religion of light. And it'll be the Christians who are holding the world back because they won't agree. It could be something like that. Anyway, just have a look at this article right here. Summit Europe, chip implants easy as piercings. So this is November 25th by Jason Dorier. And here's what somebody says. I'm bleeding just a little bit, said Raymond McCauley. Might I ask for a little assistance? McCauley, chair of Singularity University's Biotechnology and Bioinformatics track and a biohacker, had just implanted a microchip in his hand. Okay, so he is chair of Singularity University's Biotechnology and Bioinformatics, information and biohacker. So, you get this chip, you can always be hacked into. If it has all your information on it, they're not going to leave you alone. Other people are going to know more about you than you know about yourself. Like when you go to the bank and you walk up to the counter and the person behind the computer can see everything about your account, and you have to ask, like, how much money do I have in there, by the way? She sees it all, but you don't. That's a weird feeling, isn't it? Okay, well, anyway, this guy, Raymond McCauley, was giving his talk at Singularity University's Summit Europe on the 1 cent human genome. Oh, that's cheap. Drag and drop genetic engineering, garage biohacking, cheese from genetically modified yeast, and a whirlwind tour of future biotech. So the Singularity University, which is sponsored by NASA, which is connected to Google, which is all about transhumanism and connecting to the dark side. They don't mind conjuring spirits. And, people who don't believe in spirits, the thing is, our um, our abilities as human beings are limited. So maybe there are some dark forces, dark powers that we can't see because we are limited, just like the dog whistle. Nobody even knew that there were higher pitches than what humans could hear until somebody invented a machine that could detect those pitches. Dogs can hear them, but humans can't. So there are frequencies and vibrations and all of this kind of thing beyond what humans are able to perceive. We're limited in our perceptions. So it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. We just have to find ways to know it. But we know because the Bible tells us there are powers and principalities running this world, the powers of the air. That's in Ephesians, I believe, and it's a great verse in the Holy Bible. Anyway, okay, so the real thrust of this particular talk by this guy, Raymond McCauley, was cyborgs. They want people to become cyborgs, absolutely. They're driving the whole world in this direction for them. Very few people will join along, but they make it enticing to people. But people will probably end up being more like slaves, and they'll be the, they'll have all the good stuff, and it won't be cheap. Okay, probably be free. Getting the forced chip, that'll be free. Like free phones, Obama phones, etc. Some stuff will be free to trap people into being into the system. Okay, Macaulay is aware that the idea of incorporating technology into our bodies may seem repellent or unnatural, or can I add here, wrong and evil to some people. But he said many of us are already cyborgs. Vaccination, for example, is a kind of technological augmentation. Well, we don't want that either. Not with insect eggs in it and dog feces or whatever they put in the vaccines. It's just repulsive. We are now different than we would be as just baseline humanity. So what? Does it mean we have to keep going? Macaulay is a hacker at heart and has no qualms about experimenting on himself to prove a point. So, in the middle of his talk, he called piercing professional Tom Van Oudenaarde on stage and announced he'd be implanting a chip in his hand. Was he nervous? A little, but by all accounts, the procedure was quick and relatively painless. In fact, so much so that Singularity University co-founder Peter Diamandis walked on stage an hour later and got chipped too. Do you believe it? Peter Diamandis, he is totally transhumanist. That's what Singularity University is all about. And he's a bit reptilian when you look close. And this guy, I want you to notice when I play this video, he's got the like, the dragon stuff right here. And on his other arm, if you notice, it almost looks like he did some kind of augmentation to make his other arm, the skin, stand up and be sort of a relief form, like, I can't really tell, but you have a look. Anyway, just to go down here a little farther, we know about all this, but when people like Peter Diamandis gets it implanted, I guess he could get it taken out, but don't they ever think about Revelation 13? And no, because they want to become, they're competing with God. They are living out the Luciferian dream of being gods. And they say that, evolution is slow. They know now how to direct evolution, so they're taking over for evolution. Thank you, evolution, for doing your job so far, but now we're taking over because we know how to augment ourselves and do whatever. I read a long time ago, some girl, she wanted to have wings. That would be hard to sleep with wings, though, don't you think? Okay, a chip, we know this, encased in a biocompatible glass cylinder the size of a grain of rice, was implanted in a 3-minute procedure start to finish and left a small puncture wound and a bit of soreness. So we know people have been doing this already for quite a while, but more prominent people are doing it to be to set the example and be leaders. To be clear, neither the technology nor the procedure is particularly novel. Yes, vets have been implanting pets and livestock with RFID chips for a couple decades, and human RFID implants have been happening since at least the mid-2000s, not to mention some unauthorized brain implants that a lot of people have, and there are cases that where a guy, he won his court case for being implanted with brain chips through the U.S. Army without his permission. I can find that. So why get one? According to Diamandis, it was a spur-of-the-moment experiment to see how he'd feel having a piece of technology in his body, but he thinks that implantables in general could offer much more. Okay, biohacking. You get one of these, you can get biohacked. Okay, you have to speed it up because they talk about putting it in your clothes and why ultimately it's better to be on your body. But I wanted to show you this. Okay, these people here are thinking, oh, this is so great, it's great. Oh my gosh, this is great. Yes, Big Brother's a concern, but if it's anonymized when sent to others and fully available to me, I'm good with it. It will never be, you crazy man. How naive and trusting, okay? Tremendous amount of good these implants can do today. Send it to India first. Okay, now here's the good one. Jose Manuel Arago Cano. Sorry if getting personal here, but you are a bunch of fools. There's no gray in these issues. You guys talk about it as it is no big deal and it's something fun. Total slavery is not fun. This is the ultimate purpose of the New World Order, and you guys are already getting high on it like someone who is thinking about what new car he's going to buy. This shit is serious. We need intelligent and free men and women to stand up and call the shots on what is really going on. Good one. We are humans, not robots. Don't be a fool. Thank you, Jose. And then Melvin Jefferson, the Bible tells us what's about to happen in the end times. So I'm going to tell you now, if you get that chip in you, you're going to hell. The Bible talks about the mark of the beast and that this beast is going to be over every nation in the world. Yeah, the Bible talks about the chips and everything, and the only thing I'm telling you is whoever gets this chip is going to get left behind and go to hell. Okay, well, have a look now at this video, and look at that this guy's arm.
Yeah, sure. When I have my cell phone hooked up to my watch, and if my cell phone gets further than 10 meters from my watch vibrates. And it's great. I came home last week, and I forgot my cell phone in the taxi, and I go to unlock the door, and my watch vibrates, and I'm like, oh my God! And the taxi is going down the street. I literally go inside, grab my keys, and I chase the guy halfway back to LAX airport.
Okay, hope you noticed he has a raised bit on his arm like a dragon tail, reptile tail. See that?
Yeah, because it was on vibrate. It was in the back of the cab. And I track him down.
Right there.
So he's going to use a large gauge needle that will install this subcutaneously.
He probably has like a raised bit put in there, kind of like Lady Gaga had the bones or the horns, those implants.
Ready for the insertion. Okay, that's in. And the chip is in as well. That's it. Done. Actually, it did not really hurt very much at all.
Oh yeah. So great. Great, you got your chip, but they are trying to do the brain uploading, brain emulation, and upload consciousness just like in Transcendence. They wouldn't have made that movie if they weren't really trying to do it, because that's where science fiction movies get their ideas from, real science where it's going. Anyway, don't get this chip. Do not. Thanks for watching. God bless everyone with truth, wisdom, and peace, whatever. Bye for now. This world is owned by Lucifer.